Were you team Jeremiah or team Conrad?
I had a team, for sure.
It's definitely Jeremiah. Hi everyone, welcome to Varieties Up Next. I'm Tiana, and my guest up next is Lola Tung. Hi Lola, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I hear this is your first podcast.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm a little scared, but we've been yapping, so I feel like
we've been yapping.
It's a good vibe.
The cameras needed to start rolling because we were already giving too much away.
Yeah.
But hopefully you're not too nervous because we are filming in your hometown. We're filming in New York City. You are born and raised here. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's kind of rare.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm like, everyone's like, it's so rare. All my friends are here and we all grew up together and stuff. But yeah, I'm very proud of it. I loved growing up here. It was the best. And my mom grew up here. And so yeah, it's like in my bones, I think.
What does a typical day in New York City look like for you?
Now, it's like sleeping as late as I can. And then, getting a coffee, get a little egg and cheese on a bagel situation, which I always crave when I travel. So it was nice to come home. I got back in yesterday and was like, I need a bagel right now.
Can I assume you got in from Paris Fashion Week?
Yeah.
How was that? I mean, how was it being back in Paris, doing Fashion Week?
I love Paris. And I always feel like it's a little similar to New York. So I think that's probably why I love it. And Fashion Week is chaotic, but so much fun. And like you see so many friends and try to beat the jet lag for a couple days. Yeah. But it was super fun. And I mean, I try to, whenever I get the chance to go to Paris, I'm like, yes, please, absolutely.
Do you get to flex your French muscle? Because you speak French. Do you speak
Okay,
French?
No, it's kind of embarrassing. I took French in high school, and then when we were filming there for Summer I Turned Pretty, I kind of got to like brush up on my French and had a couple of lessons for my like few lines in the show. And I texted Jenny Han, our showrunner, and I was like, I'm really embarrassed because I feel like my French has gotten so much worse. And I'm scared to order a coffee, even though I know how to do it. And I should have practiced more, but I got a little scared this time around.
You were really good in the show, though,
Thank
you. With your French. Like, not to say I'm an expert, but I was like, you're good. Did you feel when you were there and like speaking French that you had to think about, like, I always feel like I don't have a personality when I'm speaking another language because I'm like trying to think about the words before I say it.
Yes, and I felt like I was talking to my friend Fernando who plays Benito on the show, and his first language is Spanish, and he was talking about how difficult it is to act when in your not your first language. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I had 3 lines in French, and I was like, am I giving anything right now? Do I sound natural? Am I acting? What's happening? So yeah, I mean, it's really difficult, and props to him and to all of our like French cast and stuff for that because they're all amazing. And the French crew they were so kind to me because every time I would say something, they'd be like, yeah, good job.
Okay, we love that they were nice to you because I mean, you never know, right?
I was like, thanks, guys.
I want to take it back a little bit of obviously like back to you growing up in the city, but also you went to high school on the Upper West Side. What were you like in high school?
What was I like in high school? A nerd. Sorry. You can swear. I was, I don't know. I think that like pretty much the same, I guess. Most of my best friends are from high school still, and we're still pretty much the same theater nerds, which is a nice feeling, I think. I was just like, going to school, going to rehearsal, and doing my thing. I don't know. You probably have to ask my friends more about what I was like, but I loved, like, I was so excited about getting to act at school and stuff and getting to do theater, and I was like, probably a little bit of an annoying drama kid, but.
So you always knew you wanted to act then. If you were a theater kid in high school, was that something that you always were interested in?
Well, when I was younger, I was like, you could not get me up on a stage. I was so shy.
Really?
Yeah, I had to. So my mom is half Swedish, and like we did some Swedish class thing when I was little.
Swedish class
I don't
thing?
know, like when
Wait,
you go with your
elaborate.
mom and when you're little and we learn Swedish, like I don't even know. But we had to do a performance of Itsy Bitsy Spider in Swedish. And my grandmother came in from Jersey. She came to see me, and I cried and would not go on stage. So I didn't do it. And I think my mom was like, all right, so performing is not for her.
Aww.
And then, to everybody's surprise, in middle school, I auditioned for The Wizard of Oz at my school, and I was the Tin Man, and I loved it. And from that moment on, I was like, yes, redeeming myself.
What changed in you? Was it just that you were excited about maybe doing that play?
I have no clue. Maybe it was like being not myself on stage that was exciting. I mean, still like now, speaking in front of people is pretty terrifying to me, and I don't know, getting up and being myself in front of people is pretty scary. Like even when I was like, this podcasts scare me a little bit. But yeah, I think maybe it was like stepping into a character, and I could make people laugh, and I could, you know, dress up and be someone else. I think that was exciting for me.
I think that makes sense, because when you step into a character, you're not yourself, so it's okay if people don't like the character, right?
Yeah, I'm like, if you hate the Tin Man, that's fine.
You're like,
whatever.
Sorry. But then if it's like you feel more vulnerable to, you know, expose your personality and open that up. I understand. Well, you obviously continued to pursue drama, going to college.
Yeah.
You went to Carnegie Mellon. What was that like?
It was great. I mean, it was very weird because it was 2020, so it was like very quiet on campus. I mean, they let us be on campus, but it was like, if there were in-person classes, they were masked and distanced, so it was a lot of like eye contact work, which is good, because I am also bad at eye contact, so that was helpful.
But how does that work when you're doing like drama? Like, because you would have to probably do in-person stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, some of it was online, so, I mean, which was like, I guess helpful for self-tapes, which feel kind of like the norm now, but in person it was really weird, and we all kind of we did something called animal projects at the end of our freshman year, which I feel like a lot of actors do, which is like,
what is that?
You choose an animal that feels kind of different from your core energy, I guess. I was a baboon.
Okay.
Yes.
Very specific animal.
Really specific, and you have to like do research on the animal, on their movements, and like become the animal and interact with all that. We're like freaks a little bit, but you know.
I love
But we love
that.
it.
That's a fun exercise. I'm not gonna lie.
And we spent like weeks figuring out how these animals interact, and then at the end, oh my God, I'm like explaining this. But it was super fun and very helpful, I think, for physicality. But you do something called watering hole, and it's like your final project where all of the animals interact with each other in like different rooms.
At the watering hole?
Exactly, at the watering hole. And that we had to be masked for, so I had like a pink cloth mask, and I made little like duct tape teeth for the baboon. There's a picture somewhere. We were getting creative because we kind of, you know, had to, because it was hard. I mean, you know, it was COVID, but that year was like very, very, I think, helpful for me to just like be on my own for a while. I made a lot of really important friends, and the classes were so, I think without that year, I wouldn't have been able to go and do summer, so.
Yeah, well, even you mentioned like having to do things on Zoom, helping with self-tapes, and obviously when you submit for The Summer I Turned Pretty, it was a self-tape. What scene did you read for on your self-tape?
Oh yes, I remember very clearly.
Okay.
It was, because I was like, I read, it's the first scene with Taylor. It's Belly and Taylor in Belly's room talking about her going off to Cousins and talking about soccer and whatever. And then the second scene is Belly and Conrad on the beach at the end of the first episode, and he's like, where are you going? And she's like, to see about a whale. And I was like, what the hell does this mean?
Because you have no context for the whole season, but it's like bookends.
Yeah. And so I think there's some funny video of me doing like a very funny, just dramatic reading of like, to see about a whale, and then running off at the end of it with my roommates. But we did that in like our little college apartment, second semester together, and it was a very fast process from that point on. But
yeah, I was going to ask how soon you got cast after that tape. Like, what's the first thing you hear? Do you get a call saying, like, come in for an in-person thing?
Well, I mean, nobody could do in-person because it was because of COVID, and it was kind of like right when people started getting vaccinated, but everyone obviously had to be really, really careful, and we sort of had like our little pod at school and whatever, and I sent in a tape, and then a couple days later got a call that they wanted me to test for it.
Oh, in days? Wait, that's amazing.
Which is not, I don't think that's very normal. It was a very quick process.
That tape was good. that tape was good.
I don't know. Yeah. I did actually tape it twice because I remember I wore like a big beach t-shirt in the first one, and then I was like, maybe that was a bad idea. I'm gonna change the shirt and I'm gonna tape it again. But I still have the shirt, and I like don't want to get rid of it because it feels so like special. Yeah. It's like a good luck charm. But yeah, it was a couple of days, and I had never, ever, like, I never even thought that would be a possibility, you know, because I was like, I'm in school, and it was my first audition since I had started working with my manager, and I was like, this is crazy, you know, and so I tested for it with a couple different Conrads, I think.
Oh, okay.
Or that was the chemistry reads after the test. I'm like, it was just very fast, and lots of Zoom readings, and like running home from class and doing the Zoom, and yeah, it was super cool because I had just never gone through a process like that before.
So then you obviously get cast, and you end up leaving college to do the show. Do you have any intention or want to like return back to college, or is it kind of just like it served its purpose and you're kind of onwards and upwards?
Well, I loved school, and I was always really like driven by, you know, education, and wanted to finish school. And even when I booked summer, I was like, it films over the summer, right? So I'll be able to go back to school in the fall. And I think it was that really weird feeling of I was so excited and I couldn't believe it. Like it felt so surreal, but I was also like, okay, I'm leaving behind this other chapter, and I don't really know what's going to happen, and I've just made all these friends, and I love school, and the unknown was really scary to me. And I am someone who likes to plan things a lot, and
same.
Yeah, and you get thrown a curveball, and you're like, this is so awesome, but like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But I was, you know, so I really like soaked up the rest of my time with my friends, and I think I've always been like, you know, if there's anything I ever want to go back to school for, but I was kind of in school to do the thing that I'm doing, and I always want to go back and take classes. Like, you know, I take a lot of voice lessons, and I'm scared to take dance lessons because I'm not the best dancer, but my friends and I are always like, we should go and take dance lessons.
Well, you can sing, right?
Yeah, I sing. And I did a musical like a couple years ago on Broadway, which was, oh my God, it was the best experience. That was so much of my like childhood and my middle school experience. And I remember, you know, when I did Wizard of Oz, and then I did Little Shop of Horrors in 7th grade, and I was like, this is amazing, this is so much fun. And it scares me a little bit, like singing is a little scarier for me, but I love it. And it was like the best group of people at Hadestown, and the most beautiful show, and the most beautiful music, and I had such a good time. So I'm down to do it again.
Do you still have stage fright, or is that gone now?
Well, it's funny because like I get nerves because I think that's part of it if you care about something, but
Totally.
like when I was on stage, I was not nervous. I think it's much scarier like to get up on stage and talk as yourself to a group of people and be like, hey everyone, or be in a small space. Like when you're on that stage, I just felt so comfortable up there. It wasn't scary, it was more like exhilarating and fun. You know?
I can only imagine. I definitely obviously want to dive into the summer I turned pretty, because as the person who played Belly, were you team Jeremiah or team Conrad?
I don't know. I don't know if I can say ever. I had a team for sure when I like read the books. I mean, come on.
Okay, in the books, who?
Oh, I don't even know if I can say. Okay, I think Jenny has a video of me saying what team I was first season, and I'm gonna wait to let her release that on her own timing, because she said maybe one day she would, and then I'll talk about it.
So it's definitely Jeremiah.
I don't know. Guys, who knows? guys, it's in the hands of Jenny Han. But I know everyone wants to know like what team we're all on and whatever, what team I'm on. But I feel like, I don't know, it's so nice to just let people feel what they want to feel without any sort of opinion from me. Because like it doesn't matter what I think. It's all about you and your experience with it and your journey, I guess. So.
Well, I'll ask you then where you think Belly and Conrad would be now, like given the ending of the show. Like where would you see them in your mind?
They're wherever Jenny puts them in the movie. There's a wonderful thing about them where like they love each other so much and they love spending time together, but I think they are pretty independent people, both of them, and they are both very happy with the paths that they're on. Like, you know, Conrad's doing his doctor stuff and Belly's like living her life in Paris and getting to be in a completely new environment all on her own, which is really exciting with her new friends and like figuring out what she wants to do. So I think they're definitely supporting each other's individual endeavors and getting to visit each other back and forth a little bit, which I think is ideal, you know? That's like perfect. Like you both have something that you're passionate about, or you both are where you want to be, and then can also like visit each other and hang out and be in love and whatever, you know?
For sure. I think a lot of fans are excited to see where you guys are in the film.
Me too.
Yeah, you're like honestly saying. Have you seen any sort of script yet?
Not yet.
I know there's like a treatment floating around out there.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, did you see it? I was going to say, did you see a treatment?
It to me.
I haven't seen it. I was going to ask you.
No, I have not. I mean, I've talked to Jenny a lot about ideas and her ideas, and I'm excited to read the script. I think it'll be fun.
Are you looking forward to playing Belly again, or what are your feelings on that?
I love playing Belly. She's like kind of a part of me now, which is cool and also like weird because, you know, it's like you do something for 5 years, and I started when I was 18, and then it's just like, okay, I'm gonna goodbye now, you know.
You're like, just kidding. Yeah. We're gonna play her again.
Yeah. No, but I mean, after the movie, it'll just be like one of those moments of like, I don't even know when it'll feel real that I'm like saying goodbye.
How did being on The Summer I Turned Pretty change your life?
Oh, I mean, it changed my life in every way possible. I mean, it gave me a career, which I am forever grateful for, and a bunch of new friends that I think will be in my life for a very long time, which I'm also very grateful for, and gave me Jenny, who's like the most wonderful mentor. And it's so crazy to, like, I think about my 18-year-old self sometimes, and she wouldn't believe at all any of this. She wouldn't even know what this was, but you know, like, it really is crazy to think about.
I feel like one thing that really changes when you like start to get famous is you start to meet other famous people who like you admire or have fun with. Fans were going crazy over you and Hudson Williams at Gold House's Lunar New Year party. What was that like to party with him? And just like, the photos were awesome.
Well, there's something really special I think about, because I met Hudson and then I met Yaren Ha also at that party, and it feels like when you have a similar experience where, and I mean, they're having crazy experiences right now. I mean, Hudson's experience is like, I can't even imagine, you know, that.
I mean, you had that too.
Yeah, totally, but it's that thing of like, you almost instantly have this connection of like, hi, are you okay?
We get
like,
each other.
How are you feeling? Are you tired? Do you need anything? Do you just want to like dance and have a good time? Because it's hard to do that sometimes. And with Hudson too, I was like, I want to dance. You want to dance? And he was like, yeah, let's dance. Like, but you know, it's a weird thing for it to be rare to like actually get to have a good time at a party. But you know, they're usually working events, or you know, there are cameras everywhere, and that's okay, that's how it is. But like, I do appreciate that he was like, let's just have a good time.
Like a real moment with
let's
someone.
Have a moment.
Yeah.
And even though it like, you know, is online and people take their phones out and stuff, it's like we were having a good time, you know, and we kind of were like, Everybody dance with us, come on.
Yeah, I was like literally just you guys in the center and people recording. It's like,
come on, you guys,
get off
please.
your phones.
What's that, Emma Stone? She's like, let's dance.
Did you and Hudson dance to any Taylor Swift? I hear you're a big fan.
Oh, come on, of course.
Oh my goodness, I love this question.
I don't know if they played any Taylor Swift that night, but they were playing a lot of from Heated Rivalry, all the things you said, which is amazing. I mean,
it went triple platinum in my car, I
come
understand.
on, of course.
We got to talk about Forbidden Fruits.
Yes.
Such an iconic film already. The four of you being like strong female leads. Are you interested in horror films? Because you're also about to, do another one.
Yeah. It's funny because like for so much of my life, I was like, I'm scared, I can't do it, I can't watch it. And I think it was also my mom being like, no, that's too scary. Like, you're not gonna enjoy that. Oh God, I could never watch that. And then I think I've slowly been introduced to a lot of really incredible horror films. And I'm like hooked now. And I also I think being on a horror set is so much fun because you get to see the, all the behind the scenes stuff and the blood and the screaming. Yeah, you're like, this is so much fun. I bet they had so much fun filming that,
I love a comedy horror. That I can do. But anything that's like body horror, I'm like watching like The Substance, I had to watch like this.
Sure, I know. I don't like needles, which is hard. But The Substance was also so cool for us because it was like we watched this movie that was a horror movie led by women, directed by a woman.
Absolutely.
Have such a moment. And we went, oh, this is hugely possible for, us. It's really cool to see something like that.
Well, you've had a lot of female influences in your life in terms of women directors. There was a lot on The Summer I Turned Pretty. Yeah. Obviously, Forbidden Fruits has a female director, produced by Diablo Cody from Jennifer's Body. Were you a Jennifer's Body fan?
Well, kind of crazy. I watched Jennifer's Body really late, like when kind of right before we went into production or when we were filming. And of course, I was like immediately hooked and just wanting to talk about that. But I mean, what an icon for and it was so ahead of its time for taking that risk and doing that. And
it was marketed in all the wrong ways at the time too. And I like to see what you guys are doing now with Forbidden Fruits, and it's just completely different marketing,
And we're trying to have fun with it too. And I think also that comes again from all of the women that are involved, and also our director Meredith has such a specific vision, and she's so smart and so thoughtful, and they really are letting her kind of let her vision come to life, which is the best thing when you're able to do that, or when a director is able to do that.
Does it feel different on set, the vibe when you do have a female director? I feel like maybe a little bit more at ease, obviously.
Yeah. Also, I mean, again, it does depend director to director, but I think I've been so fortunate that most of the directors I've worked with have been women. The minority is men. Yeah. So whenever I work with a man, I'm like, this is new. This is different.
This is different.
This is weird.
I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him off the set.
What are you doing here? What would a man be doing here?
What would a man be doing here?
And also, even on Summer, we had a couple male DPs as well, but in the later seasons, female DPs, and that was really cool. And showrunners, obviously. But yeah, I think that women are so thoughtful most of the time when it comes to the conversations that you have on set, especially with someone like Meredith on Forbidden Fruits, or with someone like Jenny on Summer I Turned Pretty. They're just so, I don't know, in depth. And with Meredith, we sat down for 3 hours the second time we met and just talked about being a woman in America and in this industry, and the really complicated dynamics of female friendships, and what that would look like in Fruits, and how the system has failed, all of the stuff that, just the frustration and anger that just comes with being a woman, that you can just look at each other and be like, yeah, you get it.
It's sometimes you don't even have to talk about it. It's just telepathic
totally.
I get it.
Our DP on Forbidden Fruits was a man, and he was awesome, and specifically awesome because he was so willing to uplift Meredith's vision for the film. And
like open to the conversation.
Yes,
and yeah.
And was so, again, smart and technical and like so kind and came up to me and was like, I watched Summer I Turned Pretty. It was great. And I was like, you watched Summer? That's crazy.
You're like,
you know,
you're allowed here then.
Yes,
you can be here.
Like, which team are you?
Which team?
Exactly. But he, you know, really wanted to know how to light each of us, which was so incredible. And again, same with like the DPs on Summer. Sandra, our DP, is like so unbelievably incredible, and it's such a technical job. Like for like, sorry, I'm going on and on now.
I love it. I asked you one question about women.
I know. I'm like,
let's
let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I do love that you guys filmed in Toronto. Selfishly,
yes,
being from there,
yes.
but I recognized them all immediately.
Yeah, Sherway Gardens.
Sherway Gardens.
Yeah,
Look at you remembering. Even I was like, I have to double check, but I think it's Sherway Gardens. Did you like Toronto?
I did. I mean, it was so weird because like, we were filming at night, so like we would sleep.
Like I saw nothing.
I saw Toronto at night, beautiful.
Just the mall.
Yep, I saw basically the inside of the mall the whole time, or like my bedroom, because we would sleep from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and try to like keep that schedule on the weekends. My only thing is, everyone always is like,
tell me,
Toronto's just like New York, and I'm like, I think you're doing Toronto a disservice by saying that.
Thank you.
Because they're very individual, unique cities.
All the Torontonians are gonna love that you said
that. Yes, to all the Torontonians,
you're like,
you got a great city. It's not New York, but that's okay. I think it's better. Yeah, that it's different and it has its own unique vibe, you know.
Well, in honor of Forbidden Fruits, I do have a little game for you.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Okay, so we have a little paddle here where one side says that you'll allow it, and then one is you'll forbid it, okay? So I have some prompts that are themes within the film, okay?
This is great. I love ping pong too, so this is really...
Are you good at ping pong?
I'm pretty good at ping pong.
Okay, we'll have to play because low key.
Okay, wait, I'm so down.
Okay, first prompt. You tell me if you're gonna allow it or forbid it. Texting someone in emojis only.
I think if it's like if you're doing a fun little thing and you're both in on it. But if you always do that, I'm like, come on, let's use our words.
So you're allowing it.
Well, I like all of my Instagram captions are probably all emojis because I panic and don't know what to say, so I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Not a single word, just emojis.
Yeah, you get one.
All right, witches.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yes, big allow.
The right one. Of course.
Of course. If you had a coven, what would it be for?
I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't like start a coven, like I'd be easily persuaded to join.
You'd be
one,
influenced.
Yes. Yeah, if there were like a bunch of hot women around me, like in this one, I'd be like, yes, please.
You're like,
come with you.
And I will sign.
Yeah, sure.
I will absolutely allow the witches. I love it. Calling a pumpkin a vegetable.
Come on now.
Forbid.
Let's be smarter than that.
She's forbidding it.
I'm forbidding it.
I love it.
It has seeds.
Drinking coffee.
Yes. Yes, every day, all the time.
For context, your character doesn't drink coffee in the film.
Oh, right,
so.
I forgot about that.
It's not
it was
completely
a long
random.
Time ago. Oh, yeah. Well, I was like, even if it is, yes, all the time.
Yeah, well, yes.
Coffee
well,
makes
yes.
her mom.
Happens in the film, slapping your friend.
Oh, well, I would say I forbid it.
Yeah.
Because it's mean.
But
you know.
Did you really have to slap Lili? Was it like a movie magic?
I think most of it was movie magic. Maybe I slapped her once for like one angle. And I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? But I think for most of it, it was me like just missing her face. Yeah.
Movie magic, but one good slap.
Maybe one good one.
One good one in there. Okay, tiny tattoos.
Hell yeah.
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 Thank you. That's why I got nervous there. No.
Oh my God.
Do you have any tattoos? We were talking
I
earlier.
do. I have one, and it's a little hidden. But it's really funny because, so in the movie, Pumpkin has a little heart tattoo on her pinky.
Yes.
And that was like written in the script when I read it. And my mom took me to get my first tattoo. And she has a bunch, and she's the best and very cool. But I was getting my tattoo, and she was like, I've never been in a tattoo shop and not gotten a tattoo. So she got a little heart on her pinky.
Oh my God.
I was like 18, so this was years ago. And then I read the script, and I was like, whoa.
You're like, this is meant for me.
To be.
There are signs in the universe, and this is one of them.
This is for me.
What's your tattoo of?
My tattoo is, my grandmother's was Swedish, so it says, my pronunciation's gonna suck, sorry to the Swedes, älskling, which means, it's like term of endearment for someone you love. So like darling, and my grandparents used to call each other that.
That's really beautiful. I like that. And I like that your mom took you to get your first one.
Yeah,
my
she's
mom
like,
also
happy
did.
18th birthday. Yeah.
It like enables you to get more because you're like, but my mom approved it. I'm
She
like, we're
still
good.
owes me one for my 21st birthday, but I'm still thinking about it. I was like, I gotta do something really good.
Yeah. Okay, we have a couple more here. Barbies.
Yeah, hell yeah. I used to have like the little like suitcase where you could fit all the Barbies into it because I had a bunch of them. So I was like, yeah, I gotta take them around with me, I guess.
I really like the Polly Pockets, like the little ones.
Also great.
Maybe a choking hazard when they were tiny. Had to be a little bit older for it, I guess. Okay, cowboy hats.
Yeah, cute. Why not? I mean, I feel like I don't wear them that often in New York.
Someone who cancels plans on you.
Well, I mean, we've all done it. Like how soon, like all the time.
I'll give you better context of canceling plans to hook up with a boy, like in the film.
I'm gonna say I forbid it, but there are circumstances where, you know, you have a best friend and they're like, I'm so sorry, something came up. And if you've like you're on the same wavelength, this is not a person who cancels on you often, you're like, go do your thing. I support you. And tell me everything after.
Yeah, I'll allow like once in a blue moon canceling, but consistently I'm like, okay, maybe we're not friends.
Right.
Like,
maybe you don't like me actually and you don't want to hang out with me, but.
Last one, confessing sins to someone.
I'm not religious or anything, but that's a hard one. I feel like, I don't know. I think there's like a weird thing around it.
I would agree.
Yeah. To Marilyn?
To Marilyn.
To Marilyn?
Perhaps.
Perhaps to your Barbie doll that's in the corner of your room if you want to. If that makes you feel better, go ahead. But I guess no pressure.
I know.
Unless you've like murdered someone, I don't know.
That's the only time you're allowing confession. I mean, you're like,
I don't know. Just, you know, do what's right for you. Sometimes with the fruits questions, I'm like, I don't know, is this bordering on like illegal maybe or whatever?
Did it
whatever
feel as intense to film the movie as it did to watch it?
I mean, we were having fun. So it was like, but there were some intense scenes. But most of it was really fun, like running around a mall at night with no one else there. I would just like run around and explore the mall, you know? So it was
like,
kind of.
What are all these Canadian brands?
Yeah, Tim Hortons, hello.
Tim Hortons.
Yeah. Love it.
That's a staple. A Timbit is so good.
Great.
Justin Bieber would only love that you said that.
Yes,
you did like a promo for it.
Yes, this came up, I think, when we were in Toronto. Yeah.
I do want to talk also a little bit about the next horror film you're going to do, working with Nicole Kidman. Yeah. For the young people. Tell me about that. What's it like to be on set with her? She gives me very tall energy, which I like.
Yeah, hell yeah, the tall girls, come on.
Yeah, let's go.
I don't actually know how much I'm allowed to say about young people, but we filmed from like October to December, and it was like a crazy, weird, awesome experience. And the women in that movie are really, really, like Nicole, I mean, obviously, what a force and an icon. And Nico Parker and Lili are like, I adore them so much. They're incredible. And we really bonded very, very fast, which again, it was so cool to have a cast of women that we just kind of clicked very immediately. And yeah, it was like an insane cast, which was so cool, like Tatiana Maslany and Johnny Knoxville was there. And
throw them in there.
Yes, it was so cool though. It was really, really cool.
And it is a horror film. It's not a horror comedy.
Yes. I got a little scared on set a couple times actually.
On set? Yeah. Okay, wait, that
which has never really happened to me. Yeah. I get grossed out by stuff easily though. You know, like even with fruits, my mom was like, can you tell me every time there's something that I need to clip? I was like, no, Mom, I love you so much, but you're gonna have to power through.
I love that you're like, you're gonna be surprised.
I can't tell you every time something's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're like, the ending is gonna shake you.
Yes,
to your
but you'll
core,
be okay. But you'll be, then we'll get a couple drinks and we'll be fine.
It'll be good. It'll be the dinner convo after.
Yes.
I love it. Well, lastly, before I let you go, we do have one more fun little game. So there is a little fishbowl sitting here, and it's actually all the Google trends to do with your name today.
Okay.
So some are completely random, but so when you type in Lola Tung on Google Trends, it's basically precisely what everybody is searching right now about you.
That's really funny.
So I would love for you to just pick one from the bowl, read it, and try and make sense of what the context is.
Well, I saw one already, and I think oh my God, I'm standing up so weird right now. That was crazy. I saw this already. Yes, Lola Tung, Lola Young, which this is amazing. Shout out Lola Young. She seems super, super cool. I have never like had such a close name twin. So I think I had like a little bit of an out of body experience one time. I was like sitting in a car and I was like, Lola Young, Lola Tung. This is what it's like to experience my name from an outside perspective. It was really weird, but
have you ever met?
No, I've never met her, but
I feel like you should.
So cool. I would love to meet her.
Name twin.
Yeah, hell yeah.
She can sing, you can act.
We'll do something with that,
Broadway
I guess.
Together.
Yeah. But she seems really cool, and I love that this is one of the searches.
And to clarify, you are not Lola Young.
I am not.
You are Lola Tung.
Yes, but shout out Lola Young.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here, Lola.
Lola,
not Young, Lola Tung.
It would be cool if we like did something together though. Confuse everybody.
You should do like SNL together or something. You know what I mean? No, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it, and everyone go see Forbidden Fruits.
Yeah.
It's a ride.
Yes, it is.